Welcome to the first ever edition of the Sports Hit List, the all-interactive sports show, and I'm your host, Coulanges. The Sports Hit List brings you all the latest news in sports. But my first guest today is our in-house NBA analyst, Mr. Daron Cummings. Daron, thanks for being here.
Glad to be here,
Now,
man.
throughout our show season, you're going to be telling us all the inside scoop of what's going on in the NBA world, and also the NFL is too, right?
That's right.
First of all, the first topic, let's get into the NBA right away. The NBA Finals are going on right now, and Celtic Lakers, the dream finals, the rivalry relives itself.
Right.
So who do you think comes out of that?
I'm gonna have to say Celtics in 7. Celtics in 7. I basically think that they're gonna win because of that defense that they have. I mean, #1 in the league. They did pretty well. You know, Kevin Garnett came in. You know, he boosted them up, as well as Rajon Rondo with the steals and everything. You know, I think they're gonna pull this one out.
Now, you don't think the MVP has something to say about that?
Oh, most definitely. Kobe does have something to say. That's why I said in 7. But I don't know, man. We've seen the way how they shut down LeBron James. And we all know Kobe's no LeBron, but after seeing what he did the other night, I mean, there's a chance the Celtics, they can pull this one out.
Now, another NBA news, the 2008 draft is coming up.
Right.
We saw the draft lottery in the conference semifinals before a Boston Celtic game.
Right.
But the Chicago Bulls, a lot of people seem to be very disappointed in them getting that first pick.
Yeah, I was too. Yeah, I was.
Over the last several years, we've seen them kind of, would you say, botch their picks. Eddie Curry, Marcus Fizer, Jay Williams got into the car accident. You'd say the only really, in the last couple of years, has been a pretty good pick for them, you would say, is Kirk Hinrich was a good pick in the 03 draft.
Right.
But besides that, it's only been Jordan. So do you think that maybe this pick they're going to botch as well and nothing might come out of it? I forgot to mention Tyrese Thomas was another bad pick in the last 2 years.
Right.
Do you think this draft coming, they'll botch it?
They can't. Not this year. They can't. If they do it, they're going to be very, very disappointed. They can't do it this year. I mean, we have Rose, we have Beasley, we have Mayo, we have all these guys, mainly Rose and Beasley, as they are the projected top selections. But if anything, they could go after Rose. You know, that way they can get the job done with him.
So if you were GM John Paxson of the Bulls, you would go after Rose?
I would definitely go after Rose because, there's not a lot of point guards like him in the NBA as of right now, and he's coming straight out of college, When, say, Chris Paul, for instance, when he was in college, nobody was really looking at Chris Paul or Daron Williams. Nobody was looking at those two guys, Raymond Felton. All of a sudden, these guys come into the NBA, a year or two or whatever, and, they're getting up there. Well, Chris Paul, he's already up there, and, Darren Williams and Raymond Felton are just following behind. But Derrick Rose, yeah, he can be the next Steve Nash, maybe. We don't know,
So you don't like the formula? I've always been a person to choose a big man and build my team around it. And that ends up look like a guy like David Robinson or Tim Duncan. You build a team around the big man. And in a couple of years, you may have a championship contender team. So you think, is that the best way to go is with the point guard and then build around the point guard, or the big man? Beasley. You don't come across big man very easily.
Right.
You don't come across big man easily.
But here's the thing. David Robinson, 7-footer. Tim Duncan, 7-footer. Kevin Garnett, 6'11", 7-footer. Michael Beasley, 6'8". I mean, he's a talented player. He is, but I don't see him unless he can pull out some kind of effort like Elton Brand did. I don't really see him doing it at power forward. Maybe at small forward, not at power forward.
Now, your hometown Knicks, they got the 6th pick. Kind of disappointing. People thought they'd maybe get in the top 3.
That's right.
But your new executive president of basketball operations, Mr. Donnie Walsh, where do you think he's leaning towards, and do you think the new coach and Mike D'Antoni will have an impact in his draft pick?
Mike D'Antoni, yeah, he has to have a decision and he has to have a say in this matter because they're coming in with a new system, the running gun system that he had in Phoenix. So he's gonna want he's gonna select the player that he thinks is best suited for that offense. Right now they're looking at a few guys, Russell Westbrook. There's Jared Bayless, but he might not fall that far. O.J. Mayo, but the main guy that scouts are saying that the guy is Danilo Gallinari from Italy, called the Italian Stallion. 20 years old, he can shoot the 3. He plays with a point guard mentality, but the only problem is he doesn't do much on defense, and he might have to adjust to the speed of the NBA.
Now, the Miami Heat, they've had a disastrous season, going from being champions 2 years ago to the bottom of the Eastern Conference. Don't expect that. It's kind of like it flopped with the Celtics. The Celtics were the worst, and now they're the best in Miami. So do you feel that their draft pick, say the Bulls do get Rose, do you think Beasley can help them propel to being a championship contender once again?
Not a championship contender, but they'll get back into the playoffs. You know, the past season they had to deal with a lot of injuries. You know, Dwayne Wade, Sean Marion, you know, Alonzo Mourning, those guys, they got hurt. Plus, you know, they traded Shaq, you know, so then that put them even over. They had to call up guys from the D League to just finish up the season, you know. But if they do draft Beasley, you know, Marion is healthy, Martin is healthy, Wade is healthy, these guys can get back into the playoffs, maybe to the second round, because you know the Eastern Conference is weak right now. But as a championship contender, I don't see them. You know, maybe another 2 years or so.
Now, the final question I have for you is this: taking a look at the draft, besides the Miami Heat and the obvious Chicago Bulls, which team do you think will benefit most from the NBA draft, and why? Besides the obvious too.
Right. Definitely the Seattle Supersonics. I see those guys. You know, they have 6 draft picks this year. 2 in the first round, 4 in the second. You know, that gives them a lot of flexibility. They can make trades, you know, do something better for the future. Right now, they're in position to draft Jared Bayless, you know, which would give them even more scoring along with Kevin Durant and Jeff Green, you know. So, you know, I can see them doing something. Maybe in the future, these guys can get back, you know, to the top like the days with Gary Payton and Vin Baker, all those guys. Maybe they can do it.
All right, Mr. Daron Cummings, thanks for being here on the show. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, and we'll have some more questions and some emails from the fans. When we come back, we'll have Chris in the studio to talk about MLB and what's going on with the Yankees and Mets. Stay tuned.